Instead of being able to cut across to Rome, they go south. They end up sheltering in this little cove called Fair Havens. And Paul then talks to the ship's officers about that. Verse 10, "Men," he said, "I believe there is trouble ahead if we go on. Shipwreck, loss of cargo, and danger to our lives as well." But the officer in charge of the prisoners listened more to the ship's captain and the owner than to Paul. You love this, right? Like this spring, I was headed up to Wisconsin, and I've flown from Springfield to Chicago so many times, countless times. I can't even remember how many times, but I've flown that a lot so that I got a pretty good feel for how long they say the flight's going to take versus how long the flight actually takes. And this time, when I went up in spring, like we're at cruising altitude, and I noticed that the flight was a little bumpier than it normally is. And seeing as I've flown this, several times, I just went up to the cockpit door and knocked on it, and I said to the pilot, you're at like 26,000 feet, and really you should be doing this leg at about 29,000 feet. And so if you just take it up to 30,000 feet, it'll smooth out for everybody. And the pilot said, "You know what? I didn't even think about that." And they did, and everything was smooth. I went back to my seat, and I didn't do that, and I didn't do that. That's the kind of thing that would have made the news, like if I go up to the cockpit door and start knocking on it. But that's what Paul does here. He comes up, he's like, "Hey guys, there's going to be a shipwreck, and we're going to lose our lives." And they're like, "Thank you, Reverend, for your input on this. But I think we've got it, okay? You're a pastor, not a pilot, right? Like you're a preacher. You don't know what you're talking about." The thing is, Paul did know what he was talking about.